All right, guys, welcome back to another UFC Fight Night wrapped up. Yes, that is my beautiful face in the corner right there, waving around at you. And Delizzi versus Hernandez. I honestly didn't think this card. I should have known every Fight Night card that's pretty mid is always ends up being like, pretty good. So the fights in this card were honestly quite good. Obviously, we'll get to the main event. We're going to start at the bottom of the card. If you guys want to skip all the way to the top, there'll be timestamps for this video. But yeah, dude, I forgot how good Hernandez is. Before we get any farther, wow, dude looked really, really good in this fight, and I was super impressed. So we'll get to that later. A lot of nobodies in this card, but that's all right. First fight of the night. I'm so stupid for picking Cody Brundage. I don't know how or why I thought this was a good idea. I went on and was like, he didn't look that bad in his last fight. Oh my god, it's Cody Brundage. I fucked up. My bad, dude. So I'm drinking a Diet Coke. I count my calories, so I'm going to end up looking like Cody Brundage. Anyways, it was actually a pretty close fight. A lot of people are going to say that Cody Brundage could have won or should have won, and that was a robbery. I don't think it was that robbery. I don't think it was a, definite Cody Brundage win. It was definitely a close fight. I did think, honestly, Eric McConaughey did more to win the fight. Definitely won the last round, in my opinion. I guess we can look at it in total strikes. Last round, my opinion, was definitely Eric McConaughey's. Second round, toss up. First round, toss up. It was pretty back and forth. It was like, for the most part, Cody Brundage, when he did try to get takedowns or hold them up against a fence, didn't do anything with it. And that's the difference between somebody like Hernandez and somebody like Cody Brundage. One person's looking for damage and one person isn't. And we always talk about this on the channel. It's like, who's actually trying to cause violence? Who's trying to cause damage? There's some fighters out there that every little position they're in, they're always trying to cause damage. Cody Brundage is not that fighter. So he was just doing a lot of holding and just not really he didn't look for any opportunities to hurt his opponent, to slow him down, to put pressure on him. And honestly, Eric McConaughey didn't look bad at all. He looked quite good in this fight, and his striking looked good, and he was putting some pressure on the stand-up against Cody Brundage. Where you would give Cody Brundage, kind of a decision here would just be like, I guess technically control time against the cage, in my opinion. But I don't think he did enough with it, and I think Eric McConaughey edged out a decision here. Split decision. There's some interesting decision scorecards on here, or scorecards in general. So, Gabriela Fernandez versus, I'm not even going to pronounce this white Netherlands chick's name with the knobby knees. Not even going to try. This was a pretty boring fight, to be honest. I mean, look at this. Look at the score. The significant strikes. Pretty much the exact same. I personally, I barely remember this fight, in my opinion. It's like a day ago, and I barely remember it. It was just like pretty mid back and forth women's fight, so I'm not going to break it down for you guys. Sorry, but not sorry. Uros Medic versus Gilbert Urbina. This was a crazy fight, dude. Uros Medic. Oh, it's a mouthful, dude. He needs to go to Turkey and get his hairline fixed. Otherwise, dude is just a dog. He needs somebody like Gilbert Urbina hair, dude. Honestly, look at this shit. It's crazy. This guy's got a mug on him, bro. Gilbert came out right at the beginning of the fight and just started pressuring and putting a pace on Uros Medic. And I know it was a pretty quick fight, but dude, Gilbert Urbina is tall for the division. He's quite tall for the division. He doesn't have he's pretty lanky, but he is also tall for the division. But he smoked Uros Medic right at the beginning, straight right hand. I believe it was a right hand, and sat him down. I thought the fight could have been finished right there. It was super close. Not that he was out or anything, but it was a shot that could have been in the fight, for sure. And Uros Medic somehow got up, took it. And the thing about Gilbert Urbina in this fight is he was really taking the fight to Uros Medic, which is not a bad idea, not a bad game plan. But he was just a little too reckless, a little too reckless with it. He was pretty exposed. And Uros Medic, after he got back up, just absolutely clapped him with the same combo pretty much. I believe maybe it was a right hook. I'm trying to think if it was a straight or a right hook. I can't remember. But just flatlines Gilbert Urbina. And a great comeback win for Uros Medic. I thought after watching that first 30 seconds, I was like, damn, this is going to be a tough fight for him to get back in. He's rocked. And he came back and he landed a really clean shot against Gilbert and fully, just flatline KO'd him. He's been flatline KOing people, but to do it after getting rocked like that is pretty impressive. Only thing I will say is that, Gilbert Urbina, I think he doesn't have the most granite chin. Again, he's a little bit taller, a little bit lankier for the division. He also kind of just jumped in like with his chin up, which we'll get to in the next fight. But he was a little bit too reckless. He dropped Erceg, so he's probably thinking like, yeah, like I'm gonna get this fight finished, which is fair. But he got finished. But he's an entertaining fighter. Like every fight, he brings entertaining pace to it. He's coming after you. Same with Erceg. But yeah, great fight. Crazy knockout, crazy knockdown, then knockout. So it was a good fight. First fight of the night, mid. Second fight of the night, mid. Third fight of the night, pretty good. This next fight, was it performance of the night? I don't know if it's a performance of the night. It was a really nice shot. It was a really nice combination. And yeah, it was a good fight. This was a good female fight. Mainly for the fact that Jocelyn Edwards actually showed technique and Priscilla had absolutely none. And technique over just being a man in the women's fight won, which is always good to see in female MMA. Priscilla Cachoeira, like, honestly, just threw all, because she's not like she doesn't have skill. Like, she's not the most technical fighter by any means, but she just threw like anything she knew beforehand out the window and just literally, she fought like Jocelyn Edwards couldn't do anything to her and couldn't hurt her at all, which I understand where she's coming from. Just trying to like bully and big dog Jocelyn Edwards. But Jocelyn Edwards' striking is getting better. Her technique's getting better. And you cannot be that open. You just cannot. It was crazy to hear the announcers like DC and them. They're like, oh, her right hand so far down. Because she was getting cracked with shots, Priscilla, like throughout the first round up until she got KO'd. But she was getting cracked with shots and like good clean shots. And she was just like trying to eat them and come forward. But they like, you could see how they were landing. They were landing hard. And they're like, man, she's not keeping her right hand up at all. And like, she's like, you cannot keep eating shots like this. And I was like, yeah, right hand's dropping. And like, she is getting hit clean. But like, so far she's taking them. And then right after that, just KO. Such a nasty KO. Such a good combination from Jocelyn Edwards. She was fighting really well on the back foot. And as the fight was going on, I was thinking, okay, like, this is good for Jocelyn Edwards. But like, what happens if like, you know, she's not able to hurt Priscilla Cachoeira with these combinations? Like, she's just going to get walked down. But she was able to hurt her. She did a really, really beautiful job of every time Priscilla came in, she would shell up. She would step into like, I mean, because she's Orthodox. She would step in or like kind of lean into the shell, like hands up, very well blocking, or very well like defense, very well defense, awful English. Very good defense, blocking everything Priscilla had. She would step back into this, wait till Priscilla would throw one shot and then counter really well with an uppercut, hook, straight, or uppercut, hook, hook combo. And she did it like 2 or 3 times in a row, back to back to back. And the third one, the second one, whatever it was, just absolutely flatlined her. And it was a really nice combo. It was just like getting pressured, sit back into my stance, hands up, boom, boom, boom. And the last one was kind of a right hook. But it was like really the last like right hook that just dropped her. But both other shots before that landed really well. And really good combinations, like counter-firing combinations from Jocelyn Edwards. So great win from her. And it was good to see some technique in a female fight at this, like, you know, just outside the rankings. It was good to see some high-level technique. Elijah Smith absolutely fucking dunked Toshima Kazama on his dome. Yeah, this was a tough fight for Kazama. It says he only landed 2 significant strikes, dude. I don't even know if he landed 2 significant strikes, so who knows? A little ASMR of me drinking a Coke here. Diet Coke, though, because we're on cutbacks. We're trying to get down to 125. Craziness. Elijah Smith looked really good, dude. Coming into this fight, I was like, okay, like, predictions, obviously Elijah Smith's going to be the favorite. I think he was a minus 800 favorite, which is crazy, but he's definitely the favorite coming into a fight like this, like, for sure, hands down. But he looked really, really good. He looked in great shape. His technique looked really good. We talk about damage. We talk about somebody who's vicious, looking to cause damage in all aspects of the fight. Elijah Smith was that tonight. Compare him to Cody Brundage in the same situations, what they were doing, just 2 different worlds. Elijah Smith looks so nasty, like in the grappling exchanges, even in the striking exchanges. Like, obviously he was going to be the better striker, but in the grappling exchanges, he was looking for like shots everywhere, causing damage everywhere, knees to the body, elbows to the face, even short ones, like big shots. Like, he was holding onto the fence with one finger so he didn't get like swept while just throwing bombs. he was throwing really, really hard shots, big shots from the top. His ground and pound looked great. I don't know if he got taken down and then reversed position to get on top of Kazama at the beginning. I think that's what happened. But once he got on top of him, it was pretty much over. Kazama was throwing up some good submissions, but the problem was Elijah Smith was was causing so much damage. He wasn't stopping that like Kazama couldn't get his submissions going whatsoever because he was just getting destroyed. Like he was going for leg lock, he was getting just absolutely bashed. Elijah Smith would make sure his knee was out of position or out of the his knee was out of the line, and then he would just bash him before he would even sit down and whatever kind of submission that Kazama had, as long as he was in like a somewhat safe place, and he would just look to cause damage everywhere, and he did, and you could see Kazama was trying to be. He was really tough. He was toughing it out, man. He was really, really like trying not to like get out of the fight. He took some nasty shots, man. And then he went up for a triangle. He was throwing up a lot of good submission attempts, a lot of different options. Elijah Smith was pretty good on the ground, like hip to all of it, but he was really doing a good job of just causing damage. But the big thing was like, dude, it was just the damage. He was just so vicious. He was causing damage in every aspect of this fight. And when we talk about like wanting to hurt somebody, once Kazama like put that triangle up, first of all, the triangle was barely up for half a second, and he immediately picked the dude up. Like he didn't wait whatsoever. He just picked him up right away. Second, if you're Kazama, bro, like I don't even know if you have time to let go of that, but anybody watching that, if they throw up a triangle and somebody starts lifting them up, just let go. Do a backflip out. I don't fucking know, but don't let that happen. Because that was like one of the most vicious knockouts I've ever seen in the UFC. That was the kind of knockout that you watch and you're like, holy shit, like it makes you rethink like actually wanting to be a professional fighter, or like just rethink the fact of like is it worth it? Because that was a nasty KO. That was like maybe this guy died KO. It was that bad. Yeah, he got absolutely punted on his head. He picks him up. Elijah Smith picks him up with one arm behind his back, other arm on his face, throws him down as hard as he can. So he lands like back of the head, smacking up the canvas. Elijah Smith's own forehead probably cracked him too from what it looked like. He was out cold. Elijah Smith followed up with two more shots very, very quick from Elijah Smith, like on the follow-up shots. This dude's a problem at bantamweight. Like he's definitely going to be a top 10 contender for sure. I could see him getting top 5, maybe even fighting for belt in a couple of years, because he really is like very, very athletic, very naturally talented. Not naturally talented. Ugh, one of those days. Naturally talented, and also just like really good technique. Like it's not like he's just going off raw talent. He has good technique. He has good positional awareness. Very, very good fighter. He's in great shape too. Julius Walker versus Rafael Caquera. I honestly tuned out a little bit for this fight. For the most part, it was just like Julius Walker kind of doing Julius Walker things. He won the fight. He outstruck Rafael Caquera, and he just more output in the stand-up and stuff like that. It was pretty. It was a pretty easy one for one knockdown. Yeah, couple takedowns. It was a pretty easy one for Julius Walker, which honestly I wasn't like sure about, but good on Julius Walker. I forgot about his previous fights. He's better than I thought he was. So Julius Walker really isn't that bad. Up next we have CLD, Chris Leroy Duncan. Leroy is like some southern ass name on this British bald ass looking dude. It's funny, it works though. CLD, it's crazy how athletic this guy is. He flows from the very beginning of the fight. He's like almost like one of the fighting nerds equivalents from England. He has very, very good creativity inside the cage. And again, everything he does, he's looking to damage you with. He's vicious. Like you watch him and what is it? His name? Why am I forgetting? Elijah Smith. I was gonna say Hernandez, but he was fighting Hernandez. Christian Leroy Duncan, like he's looking to cause damage. He does a little bit more I'm sure Elijah Smith does too when he doesn't have his opponent hurt or on the ground, but he does a little bit more of like the touching. He'll like touch you with shots, and then he'll go big shots, or then he'll do something creative, or he'll touch you to set up something like crazy or something that like, you wouldn't expect. But he really looks to hurt you and cause damage and get you out of there, and he did an insane job of that against Erceg. He pretty much dominated this fight the whole fight through. Yeah, I've got to charge my computer. One sec, guys. I'm back with the charger. Cannot have the stream cutting out midway through. But dude, same with the yeah, it was a good fight. Eric Anders, like he's a good fighter, but he's not out on CDL's level, especially in the striking, and it showed. Crazy setup for the KO, like southpaw into like open stance calf kick into a continuing spinning elbow. Very creative stuff from CDL, and it's very well placed. His striking is really good. His striking is super good, and he always seems to find shots that damage the person. And then once he has you hurt, he's on your ass. Like he's getting you out of there. So really, really good from win from CDL. Like once he had him hurt with that spinning elbow, he just put it the fuck on him. Eric Anders had some shots back for him, but it wasn't ever going to be enough to stop Leroy Duncan. Really, really good fight. I'm excited to see his next fight, man. He's always entertaining. He's always in good fights, so I'm excited to see it. Myles Johns versus Gene Matsumoto. This was almost like a battle of two duplicates going at it. Both in really good shape. Both kind of on the small side for the division. Little jacked midgets for the division. I inspired to look like these guys one day. Myles Johns is actually in crazy shape, which is impressive. Same with John Matsumoto, but I don't know. It kind of came down. It was a very close fight. Some people are gonna say Myles Johns won. I think John Matsumoto won. Gene Matsumoto won. He did more. He landed a bit more. He had better so loud. Somebody's cooking cookies in the background here, just smashing on buttons. All good. Gotta do what you gotta do, right, babe? Oh, brother, stomping on the treadmill during the video? Crazy. That's some crazy shit. Seriously, brother? But for the most part, Myles Johns he wasn't the more technical fighter. He was just throwing harder, and he was landing harder. But he was throwing a little bit less output, and John Matsumoto was throwing a little bit cleaner combos with a little bit better shots and just throwing more often. And you can see here on the total strikes, he was up only by 20 strikes, but still 20 strikes, right? And he was just getting hit with the bigger shots. But a lot of times his hands were up and he was blocking them. It just looked like big shots because Myles Johns was putting everything into it. But I do think John Matsumoto in the later rounds just did a little bit more output to win the fight, but still a very good fight. These dudes are in insane shape for the weight class. Myles Johns is shredded, bro. Same with John Matsumoto. It was a good fight. It was just it was one of these fights where I watched John Matsumoto and I was like he's good, but I don't know if he's going to be the top level fighting like this. He's missing a little something. Do I know what that little something is? Not yet, no, but he's missing a little something. He is very good, though. Andre Fili versus Christian Rodriguez. People were saying Christian Rodriguez won. Brother, who is this Eminem wannabe looking motherfucker? Bro needs to get on the Diet Coke calorie diet. Shred down. Andre Fili, I think, won this fight for the most part. He was just way cleaner than Christian Rodriguez. Christian Rodriguez landed more, but everything Andre Fili was doing for the most part was landing a lot cleaner, a lot harder, a lot better, and it just looked like he was more in control of the fight than Christian Rodriguez, and he was landing the better shots. So, and the harder shots, the more damaging shots. So I would have given the fight to Andre Fili. It was still a close fight, but I think it was definitely a win for Andre Fili. So that's my opinion. He was doing these really nice shots, stepping back, keeping distance, fighting on the back foot. He was doing a really good job of keeping his distance. Was it the most exciting Andre Fili fight ever? No, but it was good to see him get a win. He doesn't look as good as I remember when I first saw him fighting. I was in the UFC. I was like, damn, this guy's good. Not the same level of Andre Fili, but still good to see him come back, and it's still a good fight. I don't think I picked Angela Hill in this fight. I hope I didn't. I can't remember. I forgot who Yasmin Lucindo is. I forgot her last fight. She's actually quite good. Does she have insane technique? Not yet, but she's very, very young. Her technique is good. She has really high volume, high output. She lands big shots. She throws hard. She throws combos. She has good grappling from her last fight, which I remember. She's going to beat Angela Hill. I should have known that. I think I picked her, but if I didn't, then, brother, I should have known that. She was just throwing really good hard combos, and she was out throwing Angela Hill. Again, it was harder shots, more shots. Her cardio held up a little bit better in later rounds. She was the better striker. Not even technically, more just she was imposing her presence on Angela Hill more than actually being the better striker. She was just walking her down, controlling the cage a little bit better. And when she was landing, she was throwing, combos and throwing them hard, so Angela Hill had to respect them. Good win from Yasmin Lucindo. I think she'll be a champion. That's a big it's a big prediction. I'm not gonna say that. She has a potential to be a champion in this division eventually, depending on who the champion is at this point. She's lacking the technical skills at the moment, but she has a very good output, very good work ethic in the cage. She throws a lot. She's looking to cause damage. She has big, like, heavy hands. She throws hard. So there's lots of good things going for Yasmin Lucindo. I can't tell if it's an L or an I. It's throwing me off. But a good fight for her. Good win. Wasn't like an exciting fight, but it was still a good win for her. Steve Erceg versus Odey Osborne. I forgot this was in the card, and I was like, oh shit, like, this is actually a good fight. Steve Erceg fight. Holy shit, I thought Steve Erceg was going to get domed, bro. I thought it was over. I was like, no, the rise from grace, or the fall from grace for Steve Erceg is going to be insane. First of all, I know these guys were fighting at 135. Holy fuck, are they big, bro? These guys are big. I'm cutting down. I'm maybe like just under 140 now. I'm walking around 145. I'm 5'3". I'm 5'3". These guys are like 5'7", 5'8". And they look bigger than me. Like, they look considerably bigger than me, like, size-wise. Maybe not in person, but, like, they look more jacked than I am. And I know they're fighting at 135, but these guys must be cutting from 155 down to 125. I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe 150. Like, crazy shit. They look big in there. Steve Erceg's got some titties on him. He's got some big old chest plates on him. Kind of weird chest plates on him, but he does have some big chest plates on him. And, honestly, Steve Erceg looks like Odey Osborne's got this like pretty decently big upper body, but he's got these like little twig legs. Steve Erceg looks more filled out, like, as an actual like athlete than Odey Osborne, and I think he was like this a little bit stronger of an individual in there, and I think we saw that. But what we really saw in this fight was, dude, Odey Osborne's fast. But he lets fights get away from him, bro. Like, he lets fights get away from him. Oh, so I cannot have Odey Osborne. Like, I cannot be out here rooting for him when he has this little, like, pinata shit on his head. Like, that, yeah, I know I'm not, like, you know, some model or anything, but, bro, this shit hanging on his head cannot, like, just cut it, bro. Just get a normal haircut. Any normal haircut would do other than that. It's wild. He looked really good. He looked really good in the first round. He was really fast. He dropped Steve Erceg right out the gate, and I was like, oh shit, like, this could be it for Steve. And really, this is where the fight kind of went Steve's way, was like mainly just because he's not more experienced, not like a veteran compared to Odey Osborne. He's just a better fighter under pressure, better fighter in general. Like, when something's gone wrong, he's better at getting himself out of it. When there's something not working in a fight, he's better at adapting to it. When there's something he needs to do, whether it's grit down, up the pace, wrestle, grapple, or just like he's hurt and he needs to find a position to, you know, stay out of or not get hit with big shots until he's recovered. Like, he's just better at it. He's just better at like thinking through a fight, being a veteran in a fight for the most part. Even though I know Odey Osborne probably has more fights than him, he's just better at that aspect of fighting. Obviously, like, his technical skills in the grappling showed that he's better than Odey Osborne in this fight. And that Odey Osborne's cardio, even though it does look good, does tend to slow down as the fight goes on. But he was a lot slower than Odey Osborne. And I always thought Steve Erceg had good hands and his boxing is good. We've seen him KO people. His boxing and striking is pretty good. He doesn't do a lot more than just box. Like, he's pretty boxing heavy. Same with Odey Osborne. Not a lot of kicks in this fight. I think a lot of kicks would have, or more kicks would have helped a lot for both of these guys. Odey Osborne was doing a good job of like that lead leg knee stomp at the very beginning. But Steve Erceg is pretty slow compared to people like Odey Osborne. Although Odey Osborne is fast. But Steve Erceg's pretty slow, but he has clean boxing combos and more technical boxing combos than Odey Osborne. But Odey Osborne speed mogged him in the first round. Hit him with a beautiful shot, dropped him. Steve Erceg worked his way back into the fight, managed to grapple to stay alive. Second round, Odey Osborne, after feeling the grappling from Steve Erceg, decided, hey, like, I'm not going to do what got me success in the first round. I'm not going to speed mog him. I'm going to slow down a little bit. And he did. He just let the first round was definitely Odey Osborne's. He let the second round be too close, and Steve landed some good shots. He mixed in some grappling attempts and stuff like that, and just did. I think he just did a tiny bit more in the second round. Third round, Steve won. Odey Osborne got a little bit more tired and didn't have as high of output with the striking. But if Odey Osborne just kept that speed up for another 2 minutes in that second round, and just was a little less scared to pull the trigger after the grappling, because I think he was a bit worried about getting taken down by Steve after the first round. But if he just kept the speed up a little bit more, he probably would have won this fight. So first of all, that shows that he's up there with some of the better guys in the division. Steve Erceg's maybe not as good as we thought, but also as good as we thought at the same time. But also Odey Osborne doesn't have the best decision making, not even the best decision making in a fight. It's just he thinks it's closer than it is, or he thinks it's more his side than it is. I think you really have to it's really tough to win a decision. You have to be very, very, very confident that you're up. And it was a close fight, and he probably could have given a little bit more in that second round, or even in the third round, to lean a decision his way. So anyways, very good fight. Good win from Steve Erceg on short notice, up at 135. Both the guys looked really big for 125. Obviously, the fight is at 135, but they're not putting on weight. Odey Osborne didn't have to cut as much as Steve, because Steve was planning for 125 in order to probably drop some weight as well. This was a very last minute fight and not a lot of game planning, but it was Steve's fight to win for sure. He was the more well-rounded mixed martial artist, and good on him for winning a really close decision, because that was a tough fight. But still, it was close, man. It was close. Roman Dolidze versus Anthony Hernandez. Holy shit. Okay, first of all, I want to give Anthony Hernandez all the praise possible, because he looked absolutely amazing in this fight. Second of all, I always thought Roman Dolidze was so shit, and I don't know how he's beating people. But then we look at it, and he's beating people like Marvin Vettori, and then you look at how Marvin Vettori's been fighting his last couple fights, and you're like, oh, he won against Marvin Vettori. Okay, it's really not impressive, and I really don't think Roman Dolidze is high level. I never really thought his grappling was that high level. People are like, his grappling's super high level. His grappling's okay. He just goes for lag locks and doesn't usually get them. It's not that good. His takedown defense in this fight was absolutely atrocious, but his takedown defense isn't really next level. His takedowns aren't next level. His striking sucks, in my opinion. He reminds me of Paul Craig, but whatever. Not even better, not even worse, just a Paul Craig almost. And everybody's like, his cardio is so good, but his cardio is not that good. His cardio is not that good. I got gaslit into thinking this was going to be a close fight. Hernandez, dude, this guy just fucking mauled Roman Dolidze, bro. He just mauled him. I haven't watched Anthony Hernandez fight in a while. I think the last fight I watched it was against who did he fight that was close? He had an injury. I can't remember, but it was a closer fight, but it didn't look like this. Anthony Hernandez he's a monster, man. He's an absolute monster. Oh, so why the fuck is Roman Dolidze getting tired after round one? They barely did anything in round one. I don't know if Anthony Hernandez is literally a demon and he's sucking energy out of these guys, but bro, it was not a high-paced round for you to be that tired after round one. Absolutely not. After round one, you could tell it just over for Roman Dolidze, because if you're that tired after that, that wasn't even a high-paced round from Anthony Hernandez. That was a warm-up round. Let's see how it we feel. Let's see how it feels to be in there with him round for Anthony Hernandez. And if you're that tired after round one like that, you're cooked. You're absolutely cooked. You have no shot. Anthony Hernandez looked really, really good in the striking. His hands were faster, way faster than Roman Dolidze's. His combos were way better than Roman Dolidze. He was either all the way out or all the way in. And when he was in, he was looking to cause damage with, again, similar to Elijah Smith, looking to cause damage with everything. Short elbows, big elbows as well, knees. He was doing beautiful calf kicks in the open stance against Roman Dolidze. He looked really good in the striking. His grappling takedowns, actual technique-wise, were really good. He somehow was able to manhandle guys that are way bigger and stronger than him, no problem. And he wears on them somehow. The first round he didn't do a lot of damage, but not a lot of output. It was still high output, but it wasn't insane. Every round after that until the finish was higher output, was even higher output than the first round, and he looked absolutely amazing doing it. He did get hit with some big shots from Roman Dolidze that you watch and you're like, okay, you're doing a lot of really good stuff, but you do get hit with some big shots. Like maybe one time you just get unlucky KO'd by this. Like we know you got a good chin, but like this is like getting hit with shots that clean, that are big shots. You know, maybe against somebody like DDP, it could cause some troubles. But when you look at it a little bit slower, he is rolling his head with a lot of shots really well. Like it looks like it's landing clean, but he's rolling his head like almost at the same time and like taking a little bit off the punch. But the good thing about Anthony Hernandez is he takes a shot like that. First of all, he's got chin on him, but he takes a shot like that and he still closes the distance anyways. He doesn't take a shot like that, reset, and then get hit with another shot or have to, get back into range again. He'll take a shot like that, but he's still coming into range, and then he's still hitting with 3 more shots, and he's still going for a takedown. And his takedowns were beautiful. His damage on the ground was really, really good. Anytime Roman Dolidze was like showing him his back, he was just absolutely mauling him. Knees, everything like on the ground. Like he was looking for knees to the ribs, like elbows to the thighs. Everything was causing damage. He was looking for submissions. He was beating the shit out of Roman Dolidze, just like absolutely mauling him. It was just a mauling. Like he just went demon mode on Roman Dolidze and just. It was the type of like fight that if you're Roman Dolidze, you're just demoralized completely. Like that's the kind of like fight that like you have and you're like, okay, like I suck and I probably shouldn't be in the UFC ever again. Like that bad of like a ass kicking and just like, oh, like I don't belong in here with this somewhat kind of flat or flabby guy. I don't belong here with this like flabby looking Mexican that's actually just destroying me. And he looked really, really good. Last round, obviously, every time Roman Dolidze went to his back or tried leg locks, Anthony Hernandez pretty much would just let him up, stand him up on the feet. Roman Dolidze was too tired after the first round pretty much to do anything effective on the feet. So Anthony Hernandez could just do whatever the fuck he wanted to on the feet. And when he did take it down, he was just mauling him again. The submission was crazy. He literally just one arm dragged him across the cage. It was crazy. Roman Dolidze tapped immediately. It was like what you just have it's like one of these fights where like you can see somebody just like they're just angry and they just want to hurt the other person and they know what they're doing. And that's exactly what it looked like. Like the one arm drag across the cage, like pretty much where he's choking him, was just like fuck you. I'm gonna fuck you up. Like that was the kind of vibe behind it. That's the kind of energy Anthony Hernandez brought. And I feel like you get some extra kind of like crackhead strength when you go into that mode. It's like it's almost like crackhead strength rage, where you just drag somebody across the cage. Like you shouldn't be able to do that with one arm that easily, but you're just going crackhead mode, and for some reason it works. Dude, Anthony Hernandez is a problem. I think he should be fighting one more fight and then the belt. The problem is there's a lot of really good people at the top waiting for a shot at the belt, but he's on an 8-fight win streak, so you better give this guy some respect. It's either one fight and then the belt or the belt next, I think. That was a dominant performance. That was a statement. So great fight card. Not a whole lot of big names, but still a good fight card. Still enjoyed it. We have Duplessis versus Chimaev this weekend, which is going to be absolutely sick, and I am really excited to watch that. So burp for you guys. Stay tuned for my fight predictions on that. If you haven't already, like and subscribe to the channel. Appreciate all your guys' support. We are upping the quality. We got a mic. We got a better camera. We got a whole ass setup with a recording, live stream. So we're getting somewhere. And ski season starting soon. So my MMA training is tapering down. And I'm getting ready to hopefully make the Olympics. And if you haven't followed my ski YouTube channel, you can check it out. It's just Bruce Oldham with no MMA at the end. And I'll see you guys there or in the next video here. Doses. I got to stop the loom video over here. There we go.